And on this day, we celebrate and mark and commemorate tomorrow, the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. We must reflect not just on those children ripped from their homes, from their communities, from their language, from their culture, from their moms and dads who didn't get to hear the stories of who they were or of what they might be. We must also take tomorrow and every day as a moment to remember and to reflect on the stories we tell about who we are as people who share this land, as Canadians. But that's what this day of truth and reconciliation, must be. To recognize the truth that this country in its past was responsible for terrible injustices. But that it's not just about the past. That reconciliation is understanding that legacy of the past that we were so painfully reminded of, that so many non-Indigenous Canadians discovered through the graves discovered in Kamloops and Cowassess. This shock and dismay that so many non-Indigenous Canadians felt when they heard these stories and saw these images of unmarked graves of children. And for Indigenous peoples across this country, it was a terrible blow, not because it was a surprise, because families across this country remember all too well the stories of aunties and uncles, family members taken from their homes, taken from their communities, so many of them never to return. But it was a reopening of old wounds, a hint of perhaps a hope of closure, putting names and stories to those losses. So do not tell me or try to explain that the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation is a day for Indigenous Canadians. It is a day for all Canadians. It is all of us. It is all of our story. Because if we do not just recognize the truth, but understand the truth and bring it into ourselves, and then bring it into every action we take every day as we live with intention, with mindfulness about what we bring and what we shape with our words, with our choices throughout our lives, then we're not understanding the lessons of the past that we must acknowledge and learn from. So tomorrow, all of you here tonight, all of you reflecting on this at home, and all of you as you go about your daily lives, take a moment to listen to the stories of a survivor, to an Indigenous elder who shares their perspective and their experiences in this country. And know that that story, their story, is your story as well.